Our next guest says that when the gold market is telling him something, he listens. And right now, the metal seems to be hinting at higher prices. Joining us now from the floor of the CME is Bob Iaccino of Path Trading Partners. Bob, thanks for joining us. First time on with us.
Happy to be here.
So let's talk gold. The metal obviously getting a bump here. Everyone eyeing and hoping for that 1300 level. What story is gold telling you right now? And is it going to get to that 1300 mark?
Well, the last thing I want to do is continue with the theater of the obvious I'm sure you've had going on all day, that gold is up because of the tension between the Trump White House and North Korea. That's an obvious thing, but just the point that it flared up recently really, to me, isn't telling the whole story, because it's kind of been in the whole specter of geopolitical problems for months now. And when you kind of take a step back and look at what gold has done, you maybe look back at a weekly or even a monthly chart, and gold has done something very similar to crude oil, where it's made it's just reacted to the upper end of its channel. The crude oil channel happens to be turned down, tried to break out today, didn't get a shot at it. Gold, on the other hand, is a horizontal channel. So to me, this reaching of 1300 is just staying within that channel. We have the June 6th highs of 1298 and change, whatever that is. And to me, I'm not a big fan of psychological levels. You see people sell just before it. You see people sell just after it. And we're probably going to see that again now. It's a breakout of that I'm looking for. And what gold is telling me is more like 1343 than 1300. So that's really what I'm looking for. And that, to me, is a spike in geopolitical tensions, a spike in the VIX, a weakening dollar, a perfect storm for stronger gold.
So fundamentally, does the picture make sense to you now?
No, I mean, I don't see any more supply and demand imbalances in the gold market than really any again, talking about oil, there you're seeing supply and demand imbalances. Natural gas, you're seeing supply and demand imbalances. You're starting to see it in copper. Gold is almost 100% geopolitical at this point. To me, if we didn't have these excess tensions, and it's not just North Korea, this has been going on since the election, since Syria, since the investigation into Russian collusion, all of that benefits gold, and that's why gold is where it is right now. To me, if I'm looking at gold fundamentally, I want to buy it closer to 1050 or 1100, not here. But with the geopolitical tensions, I think it's naive to think that these things aren't going to flare up a little bit more, not predicting necessarily military strikes, but I don't see this happening. We're only 200 days into this presidency. This presidency is bullish for gold.
Now, you obviously see a solid place for gold in a portfolio as a store of value.
I do.
Do you feel the same way about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin? What's your take here?
That's a great conversation. I'm a huge fan of cryptocurrencies, but I'm a huge fan of trading them. Right now you have Bitcoin obviously at exalted levels, at bubble-like levels. That will probably continue. What I don't think should happen, what I don't think people should do, and I think they may be starting to do it, is to replace gold with cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, to me, is a speculative, high-risk, ultra-high reward trade. It's not an investment yet. You can hang on to Bitcoin all you want. You might be hanging on to MySpace. There might be a Facebook in Bitcoin's future. This is technology. It's scarcity. That's what's driving its value right now. But then when you, again, back up and take a look at the big picture, there's over 900 cryptocurrencies. And in my opinion, there's a couple that I'm not going to talk about yet that are probably slightly better technologies and slightly more of what you would want in a cryptocurrency than Bitcoin.
Right.
Bitcoin is the one everyone's talking about. You can't replace gold with Bitcoin.
Right.
There's room for both.
And people love lumping gold and Bitcoin into the same conversation, but as you mentioned,
That's
it's
not
really
the right
two different.
conversation.
It's really nice meeting you. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for your thoughts today.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching this edition of Kitco's Gold Report. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey!